Okay, hi. Today's video we're going to import in two teams to set up so we can score at the pool. Alright, so the first thing we'll do is we go File. I'll come down to Import because we're bringing it in. It says Entries. I click there. Okay, I go to the folder Pocono Mountain Summer Swim League. I've set up a demo folder that I have my entries in, and my first one will be Birchwood Lakes. You get a CL2 and an HY3 file here. Either one I've used. It really doesn't matter. Okay, so I click on this one and I hit open. It says the Birchwood Lakes meet. I include entries with no time. Yes. Hit OK. It tells me that Birchwood has 63 athletes, one team, 159 entries, 31 relays, 120 relay names. I hit OK. So now Birchwood's in. I just want to double check. I can come over here and I can click on Teams, and I see that Birchwood Lakes is in. Alright, so I have my one team in. Now I go to File, I go to Import again, click on Entries, and I go back to my demo folder, and this time I get the Sunrise entries. Now I'll use CL2 just to show you that it does not matter. Okay, I hit OK. Match on event numbers, include entries and no times, yes, and I click OK. Alright, there's an exception report that says that this young man is a man and he's being put in the women events. Okay, so we can change that later. Alright, so I just exit out of that. This shows you Sunrise with 22 swimmers, 110 entries, no relays, no relay names, and then I hit OK. Alright, so I come to Teams. Click here. I see that both teams are in. Alright, now what I do is I go up to Setup and I go to Entry Scoring Preference. Alright, I go to a 2+3 dual meet. I click on Select Teams, and you'll see here that I have a combined. I can either do female, male. In this case, I'm just going to click on Combined, and I'm going to say Save. Alright, now I have that set. I hit OK. I come to Setup here and I go to Seating Preferences. Alright, and I go to Standard Lanes. I come to Dual Meets, excuse me. And now I have the two teams here. So Birchwood is usually a visitor, so I will give them 2, 4, and 6. Okay, Sunrise being the home team in this case, I give them 1, 3, and 5. I say strict assignments for all heats, use lane assignments above. I hit OK. Alright, now I have that done. I go to Seating. Alright, you can see the first event here, there are 12 kids entered, which works out well for actually doesn't, that's going to be too many, but let's see what happens. Alright, so I do Select All. Alright, and then I say Start Seating, and I click there. Girls 12 and under IM is set up incorrectly with an unseated for assigned lanes. This is not permitted when using dual lane assignments. Fix and proceed to seed. Yes. Okay, and it fixed that one problem. Alright, and now what I would do is I would exit out of here, and I could go to Run. Alright, and I will see in this case, for whatever reason, there was more kids coming up. I have Sunrise in the first heat, Sunrise in the second heat, and then this is the actual heat that's going to count. Okay, I have to go back and change one thing to fix that when there's more than one heat, but for right now let's just leave it here. We have Birchwood in lanes 2, 4, and 6, and Sunrise in 1, 3, and 5. Now I can come down to the boys, which has one heat. I see that there's 2 Birchwood kids. There's Liam Naturel and Rory, and then I have 3 Sunrise. Lane 2 is empty because there's no one swimming in that lane. Alright, And then I have, this is where you would type in your time. So the Sunrise swimmer swims it's an IM, so let's say he swims it in 54 seconds, 54.66. I type in 5466, enter, and I go down here, and I don't have to put in the period, any of that. I just keep typing straight down till I'm all done. And when I'm done, I hit on the score button here. Okay, so let's just make up some numbers for these kids. The next kid was 5589. His time is that, so we'll make him 4572, 4798, and 5799, and I hit enter. Okay, so now we have our places here, it tells us, and I say rescore the event. Alright, and what's happening here is my points are different because I probably have not changed this from, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize, I'm going to exit out of here, and I'm going to go into my setup. I'm going to go into my scoring setup, and I'm going to say standard. Now this we had in another video, but just in case, I'm going to do it again. We have 4, so I go 4. Alright, I'm bumbling around here a little bit. Okay. 4, 2, 1. And then I go 0, 0, 0. I guess I'm not hitting zeros, huh? Oh, number lock. 0, enter, 0, enter, 0. Okay, and then I'll come to relays, which are 6, 3, 1, 0, 0. I'm good there. Gonna hit OK, and then one other thing I'm going to check in here is the setup entry scoring preference. I believe is the page. Yes, maximum scores per team should only be 2. There are no sweeps. And then I put 2 here again, so I can only score per team per event. Alrighty, and then I hit OK. Okay, now I'm back in here and I'm going to do a rescore. And I'm getting in the points 4, 2, 0 here, and 1. So it only scored those 3 places. Alright, so that's how you do your scoring in a dual meet. Now when you're done with the dual meet, you have a couple options here. At the end of the meet, you go File, and you're exporting out. And you do results for Team Manager or swim. So I go result for team managers. You click here and you say to Birchwood, here's your we do this as unknown, right? This is the very bottom unknown. Comes up ZZ. I want both. I want all of this, and this includes splits. I do not need splits. That's not what we want. Okay, and then I say OK, and there's warning, there are 64 events that are not done. Results for these events will not be exported. After the export is completed, you may want to go back, run menu, and make sure all events are done. Alright, so I only did the one event, so that shouldn't come up as long as you run the whole race. I hit OK. No team fits that. LS for search criteria. Okay, and let me show you the problem that just came up and why it wouldn't do it. I click on teams. Sunrise has ZZ. Birchwood doesn't. I think we should all stay standard here. Put it in, but I can put it in now once that came up. I go unknown, I hit OK, and now I exit out of here. I go back to my same maneuver, okay, and I go export, results, okay, I pick the team now as Birchwood. You see the ZZs there. I click on ZZ here, and I hit OK. Same message comes up about not doing all the events. Then it just came up. It said teams 1, athletes 2, entries 2. You're done. That file comes to me. Okay. You get home. Okay, this is going to ask me where I want to put it. I'm not going to put it anywhere. Alright. You get home, you go to Team Manager, you say File, Import, Meet Results. Okay. And then you find it on your hard drive. Like I said, I keep a Pocono Mountain Summer Swim League folder. I come here, and these are all the stuff that people send me each week. Okay, I can do Hemlock, July 13th. I double click on it. It says it's been unzipped. Okay, this is the file I want to do. I say sure. I hit open. Okay, contains entry cannot be put under the results, and you just bring them all in there. Alright, that's your best way to do that. Now what I'd like to do is go back to Meet Manager for a second. Okay, and you would do the same thing here for Sunrise. Alright, if it's the Sunrise pool and it's their computer, it's on here. They can just do it when they get home, either or. You should have a USB. You don't, home team take it home, email to the visiting team so they have it that day. Alright, should be no problems. And then once those are all imported into Team Manager, you send that out to me, you send out your dentist meet, and we're good to go. Alright, thank you. Next video, actually along with this video, let's keep it the way it was. What I'm going to do is include, alright, I'm not going to include anything. What I'm going to do is show you one last thing in the run. There's a preference. Click on preference. It says backup times. It asks you to average and round up to the nearest 100th. Okay? And then down here it says hide button 3. Okay? We hit close, and it's averaging up. You always average up, we're not going to average down. Okay? Then I'm going to click on close. If I go to event 2, which is here, and I put in, I think we did event 2, right? So let me do another event. So I will do, I'm going to do this one here, which is good. We only got a couple of swimmers. Alright, so we're going to go here. You get your timer sheet in, and you just go 5544, 5542. I enter down, it goes immediately. Enter, and just typing in the numbers is all you need to do. So now I have 5244. Enter. 5548. Enter. Okay, and then I have 4852. Enter. And 4851. Enter. And I hit enter, and I'm good. Now I go up here and I hit calculate. It says, it shows you what the times the averages came out to. Okay, we can see that this is 5543 because it's in between the two. We see this is 96 because I did a big difference in time. You should check that judge if that comes up. And then this one, 4852. I say accept, adjusted. It does. Okay, so we put the times here. Now I put them here, and I said to calculate and get me my places. So now that the event's all done, I can hit score. Okay, and here's where the points came up. 4 for Sunrise, 2, and then 1 point goes to Birchwood. Alright, I had just played around with the times and made them a little ridiculous, but you see that Sunrise had the 3 fastest times, but it wouldn't let them put them in. They had to give it to Colin Natrell because he was the next one. Alright, he's for Birchwood, so it has to go to the Birchwood points. Alright, and then you hit exit, and you go down, and the timer sheets come in, and we come here, and we do it again. Now, this is what you're going to look for here, is whether there is 1 box or 2, tells you the number of heats, also up here. I'm thinking for the majority of meets, other than tri meets, it should really just be 1 heat. Okay, but that is up to the host team. Alright, so that's the video for today. Okay, I want to thank you and hope this was helpful in getting your meet set up.